Common people look like us. So this is the only area which is telling us, please make the video for me. This area telling us that the American movie lie. I need to record that.
And why does the American movies lie?
Okay, American movie, they told us all the time that they are slaves, you know, and they told us that after the king died, they kill his servant, you know. Believe American movies. So here is a very good example that they have their own life. You can see, look at that, that's one of the houses, considered to be complete house.
Okay.
For one of the boss of the artists during the time of King Ramses II, Sin Legend. And if you look at the steps, can you see the steps over there?
Okay.
It's giving this idea that those houses are 2 floors, you know. And one of the houses, this one has a toilet. And in ancient Egyptian, and over there, so far away, there is a public toilet. They tell us that the ancient Egyptian know hygiene, and they use hot water and cold water. So those are human beings, they have their own life. And the most interesting thing, I told you, in ancient Egyptian time, they make their palaces in mud brick. But those are people, they are artists, and they know what they're doing. So they make their houses mud brick, but mixed with a stone. You know, just to be, you know, that's reason is still up till now. Can you imagine that? About 400 houses in that area. We find thousands of scroll of papyrus in that area, which is telling us hundred story about their life. First of all, those people have their own houses, and I need you to use imagination. This is the River Nile. That's East Bank. That's West Bank. So that's where they live. That's where they die. So they have their own houses, they have their own tombs, and the mother brick, which you see over there, this is the remain of their goddess.
Okay.
The temple of their goddess. You know, in ancient Egyptian time, they have hundreds of goddesses. You know, cow, dogs, cats, snakes, so on. And each one, he has his own favorite god. Imagine that. The favorite god for those people is the goddess Hathor, the god of love, god of beauty, god of motherhood. So look at the god they choose, you know, sensitive god. They know, you know, that's a good idea that they are an artist, not a slaves. And we know from the scroll of papyrus we find, and most of those scroll of papyrus now it is in British Museum, telling us that they used to work every day. And they used to work 8 hours a day. And if they work more, they have overtime. And also they have, you know, they used to work 8-day weeks.
8, wait.
Yes. Because a week in ancient Egypt is 10 days.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah. I had to remember. I had to go back.
That's right. And the most interesting thing, the system of salary in ancient Egyptian time. We found one of those scroll of papyrus, one of the artists sent to his boss, we need some salt. You know, and when they make a research about that, they find out at the time of King Ramses IX, the second tomb which we visit today in the Valley of the King, first strike in history done, because the artists didn't receive their salary for 5 months. So the king decided to give them sacks of salt. Okay, one takes 30, one take 20, one take 1, it's depend. And when the Roman came later, they found the system, salt, they called it salario, and it became
Salary. Now you learn something new today.
Another story, it's very important. How they make the tombs light. You notice in the Valley of the King and Valley of the Queen how the tomb is so dark. So what's the system of light? We know the answer of that question from this area. One of scroll of papyrus, one of the art tell us that we need sesame seeds and salt. So why that? We discovered that in ancient Egyptian time they have 2 systems to work inside the tomb. The first, at day, they use a big mirror, reflect the ray of sun to make it light. At night, they use oil lamps, special kind of oil lamps. They use sesame seeds oil and mix it with salt. Because if it has sesame seed and salt, it make no smoke.
Now you know.
So all of those, we know the detail about their life and so on. So they used to work 8-day a week, and they have 2 days off, the weekend. In that weekend, they work their own land, agricultural land. They have their own land, and they work in their own tomb. So they have the right to have a tomb. Of course, it's not big like the tomb of kings, but when you look at the tomb, you will know those people, they know what they're doing. You know, you saw in the Valley of the King, the ceiling of the tomb is so big, so they make it just a goddess in it. But here, the ceiling is so small, but in each inch, they make a story. But before we go inside the tomb, I need you to go to the temple. Would you?